Vinnie's on the top. Jeskai Blink. There's the handshake. Love to see that. 2 teammates, 2 friends. Somehow, from car rides here to being here in the final turns of a tournament. So, turn 1 Ragavan for Vinnie on the play. Not too shabby. Good place to start. John, of course, playing Boros Energy. Kind of a former boogeyman in the format.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fallen off a bit, so it's got a little bit of underdog story here.
And I mean, that's the nice thing, is Modern is really that, oh my, if we do the Riddler Ephemerate thing on turn 2 again, I'm going to lose it. Because then Vinnie would have done it every single round. Okay, all right.
What's kind of amazing here is that John had no 1-drop and no interaction. When John played the fetch line, I was like, just a rule spell, clearly.
Yeah.
But an unchecked Ragavan here on the play from Vinnie.
Because you're definitely interacting with that. That is the card you interact with when you're on the draw.
Yeah, there are so many 1-drops in Boros, too.
Yep.
All right, so we see a parlor from both players. A little surveil on John's side. We see an entomb for a Flage.
I mean, that's exactly what both... yes. Wow, nice call, Jim. Wow.
Listen, these players did not get to the finals by having bad draws, okay?
We've seen it so much.
They are cooking.
Yeah, we have seen it so many times. That is unreal.
Feeling it, feeling the vibes. Here's a Johnny with a cat friend, and that's a good place to start.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, that is a really good spot as well. It's the classic cats versus dogs.
All right. Now, of course, feel like you can deal with the cat token without flipping a Johnny, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so let's say Vinnie has a Flage here, Flage on a Johnny, and then dog attacks and kills cat, and then you also get a treasure in. So, I mean, at this point, I'm snapping that block off.
All right, so Ragavan trade. Goodbye, Johnny. 2 powerful mythics go into the bin, and the doggo is clear. To frolic and play ball and just go on a nice walk.
That could have been a lot worse for John. I mean, a Riddler. I mean, the Flage was there. Vinnie had the Flage. That is interesting to me. So we must have a Fable or something as a follow-up, something really high impact like that, because that play to me looked great. Having a Ragavan that can connect against Boros, what if you flip over Ocelot Pride? I mean, any 1-drop, there's so many big hits. This makes sense to me, but I think I still would have did the Flage play there.
All right, well, Vinnie goes with the Fable. Very different Fable than our last match, right? I guess Amulet Fable looks pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah.
But in a grindy, kind of mid-rangey matchup like this, Fable is excellent.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, just imagine Phalia gets to attack again. You can blink out Fable. Ooh. You can discard some cards and then get another Shaman. So you can really do some nasty stuff here with Fable and the good dog.
All right, so Goblin Shaman in play. Things looking great for Vinnie. Back John's way. John needs to piece it together here. Maybe bridge himself to that Flage. Yeah.
Doing some interacting here would be ideal. Something, I mean, for sure, you got to get that dog off the table. I mean, an unchecked Phalia just really goes the distance.
All right. John mulling it over, thinking it through.
Wow. Riddler, Flage, and Consign in hand.
And then with the Goblin token can make the extra blue. We could see a little Riddler scam action, just flush with options here.
Yeah.
And also just, we have chapter 2 of the Fable. Those could be any cards.
Exactly, because that Flage is going to the yard, and maybe even the Consign. The Consign is great and all, but if your dog gets to live and you're able to just warp the Riddler and then blink it that way, you don't really need Consign.
All right. Vinnie asking the questions here. I would think that John is more of the beatdown of this matchup, correct?
I would think so, yep.
More aggressive cards, lower on the mana curve, and then powerful cards, but not as powerful as some of the really big stuff Vinnie can bring to the table.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I think we both kind of agreed. I would put the advantage. If this was a match where you go in and you roll a dice to see who goes first, still advantage to Vinnie with Jeskai Blink. I know John said he thinks he's advantaged as well, and I don't think it's a 70-30 matchup or anything, but right. I think this is a solid 55-60% favored in favor of Jeskai Blink. It seems great to me. You're kind of doing the same things, except you kind of go over the top with Vinnie's side. So it's like whenever 2 mid-range decks are going at it, they get in those arms race to see who can go bigger than the other.
All right, well.
Ooh, if Solitude was there, that was a blowout.
Yeah, risky play there, relying on the 1 creature in play for Charm. But we're going to see the Ragavan come in and the Phalia go out.
That was needed. That was 100% needed.
All right. Here we go, back Vinnie's way. Vinnie's got a lot of tools here, looking quite nice, but has to decide how to put them together. We saw that, like you said, the Consign and the Flage go to the bin.
Yep.
And now almost there on Flage. And Flage is such an important card in these matchups. It is so unbelievably powerful, and Vinnie has ways to deal with it with Solitude, but John doesn't really.
Yeah, it is what Boros mirror matches come down to, so it makes a lot of sense that something like this is really what it's all about too. So if Vinnie has a fetch land, Flage could come down, but you got to think he didn't. Otherwise, he would have did that to deal with the Ragavan and then attack with the Shaman.
Oh, we're in, folks. It's scam time. Riddler, Ephemerate, get those cards flowing, get that huge 4/6 flyer in play, and now, Ragavan coming down too. Ephemerate's there as well. Vinny's cooking.
I've never been more jealous of someone's tournament experience than Vinny. Like, Vinny has just looked like he's been having a blast, and this Jeskai deck just looks like so much fun to play.
Yeah.
I mean, not looks like it. I've played a lot of this deck. It is fun to play.
All right, so land 4 for John. John's got a lot to dig through here, because the thing is that there's just a multitude of threats. We have Riddler's huge. Ragavan you don't want to let Ragavan hit you. Flage is in the graveyard. Fable's going to flip soon also, and Ephemerate's coming off. More cards are coming, and John's got a Blood Moon. All right, so Oslo Pride helps, right? Oslo Pride means that it can block the Ragavan, so no treasures. But still a lot going. Even just like Riddler plus backside of Fable might just be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, all mountains here, though, like... This could be a big deal. I mean, there are no basics in play for Vinny, so I wouldn't say this is like horrifically bad. I mean, if Ragavan could still connect and if Shaman was still around,
how about a Solitude?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Vinny hit the number 1 seed for no reason. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, flip that Fable. Now Ragavan hitting makes the Blood Moon Gambit not really pay off because the treasures will of course be able to cast any color of mana. And again, like I said, with the flip Fable and the Riddler in play. Flage is now off, at least, for the most part.
Yeah, unless we can get a basic Plains, but now, I mean, with the Shaman good to go, now you have the ability to just attack with that Shaman, so John has to kill the Shaman so it doesn't make a treasure, so Flage doesn't come back, deal with Riddler because it's just killing him, and kill Ragavan, or at least put a blocker in front of it because that treasure will also represent a Flage. That's just too many checks, you know?
That is a lot of things to go through.
Yeah.
Well, it was that Flage dumped in there early on, so Flage is coming back in. So that's a start. Powerful card.
And I mean, one thing that, you got to get rid of that. I don't know if you've ever targeted with a reflection of Kiki Jiki on a Quantum Riddler when you only have one card in hand.
Oh, how about Solitude again?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
And now you get to draw 2. Okay, this is the Vinnie Fino show here, and we're just all lucky to be a part of it.
Somebody stop the match. Enough is enough.
Corey. Oh, my
Corey.
God. I'm sorry. Not only that, but when you Chapter 2 Fable, you also get to draw 2. Vinny just drew 4 cards.
Woo.
Give him the trophy. We'll get Nick over here and just have him deliver it right away.
All right. How can you do this to your friend, Vinny?
Yeah.
Friends, teammates?
They might not be teammates or friends after this.
Yeah. All right. So, and hits an Oslo Pride off of the Ragavan. We got Vinny stealing cards over here. Oh, man. Okay. But John looks like he's just... another day at the office.
Yeah.
I love the temperament. It's a tough spot to be in. I'm going to play, look for some outs. If I don't find them, we'll go to game 2. All right, there's Pyromancer. Discarding Blood Moon and Ragavan. 2 more cards, 2 tokens.
And I think that was the last 2 cards in hand. And I mean, here is the spot. Like, I would agree the early game goes to John. John just has some of the best 1-drops in the game. Well, I guess Vinny has them too now, as he stole them. But the early game definitely goes to John. But if Vinny can weather the storm, and you get to turn 5, turn 6, where you're either at parity or slightly ahead like we see, now I just don't see how this could be a good matchup for Boros because, I mean, look at the synergy that Quantum Riddler is doing here. And you were asking about card of the tournament so far, and it's still Riddler for me. This card is unbelievable.
All right, so the
Or I guess Solitude at this point.
Bombardment, not bad. It's a piece of the puzzle, but Solitude here, taking out the Pyromancer into exile. I said it was a response to the Bombardment, right?
Yeah, probably.
Looking at it was in play, but all right. So, and now just everything. The world is Vinny's oyster. He's going to Worlds.
This match should have like a parental warning. I mean, this has just been an absolute beating.
Yep. Props to John too.
Yeah.
Non-plus. All right, here comes the party. Here's the treasure. I love the basic mountain was found. That's perfect under Blood Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
I got a couple chump blocks here. Ragavan's still getting in because I was supposed to see a sack and kill those, right? So
yeah.
Goodbye Ragavan. Goodbye Oslo Pride. Again, not Goblin Bombardment could be a start to something.
Goblin Bombardment is a heck of a Magic card.
All right, so some damage in. John down to 13.
And that reflection just flipped now, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so can't do anything busted with it yet, but that's another problem you absolutely have to deal with.
Yeah, there are 2 phenomenal targets to copy and play in both Solitude and Riddler.
And once again, you have to kill the Shaman because Flage is in the yard for Vinnie.
All right, so
okay,
there's a Johnny. Here comes a cat. Bombardment. You know, we could see some. If we need one more creature here, maybe we could see. I guess Cat Sack, Flip. There's a path here.
I think Vinnie has an Ephemerate as well.
Oh no.
Oh, that's Ophelia. I think it's Ophelia and Ephemerate. It could be Ophelia and Prismatic Ending. I didn't get a great look at it.
All right.
Either way, that's pretty good.
I really have a lot of respect for John right now. Like, we're kind of like joking around a little bit, and like it'd be so easy to just be like, all right, whatever, you got it, man, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But John looks like he is just waiting for the bus, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever, cool, let's play. You know, and that's the kind of mentality that gets you to this spot of a tournament.
100%. The Reed Duke effect, where you are never even scooping in a situation like this because, hey, there's no way John is favored in this situation. Maybe he only has 5%, 2%, 3%. Doesn't really matter. You still play until you are at 0%.
Yep.
And I love that mentality.
It puts a weight on your opponents, too. They often say in sports, you know, when the number 1 seed goes into the playoffs, like, they have all the pressure on them because they're the 1 seed. You know, they're super far ahead. You expect to win. So Vinnie has the pressure of, got to close this game out. If Vinnie loses this game, he's going to look back on it and be like, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
What did I do? You know?
Or if you're on Magic Online and you go into the top 8 as the number 1 seed, you cannot win the top 8. It's impossible. I've never done it, and I've never seen anyone win it. You can fact check me all you want on that, chat.
All right, so Cat Warrior's coming in. That's a 3rd Cat Warrior.
Okay. So Johnny naturally flips.
All right, killing the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Got a little army of guys here. We have the bombardment.
So no matter what, the Quantum Riddler can just go at a Johnny, which is big game. And I think that's what you have to do. You got to start there. You got to get that Planeswalker off. You can beat 3 cats with this, but also I'm wondering if John has to proactively deal with that Shaman, because if that Shaman gets in there, Flage comes in.
All right, so the treasure will be made. You're right. This is the treasure from the Shaman and the Ragavan are really keeping Vinnie afloat here as far as casting spells.
Yes.
And the Blood Moon feels like an afterthought, but it's not. You know, Ragavan's now gone. The Shaman's now gone. So Vinnie is kind of cut off the blue and white spells if these treasures are going to be used. Yeah,
and there's all the treasure makers going away, and that feels like what John has been setting up this whole time. Be like, sure, you got treasures now, but both Fables are gone, multiple Ragavans, so the treasure train is gone here, so Vinnie has to be very smart about how and what spell he's going to play, and I mean, there's no better play than Flage here, so I would assume that's what we're doing. Oh, all right, well, that makes sense, because you can do that and then Flage.
All right, so Prismatic Ending takes care of the Blood Moon. And here comes Flage. Okay, so that was it looked like we actually had a little bit of a turn here. Vinnie has the answer. We'll keep playing. Once again, John's waiting for the bus. No problems at all. Let's keep playing Magic. All right, so here's Flage.
God, they're going to have one heck of a team dinner after this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
I'm going to forget dinner with you. I'm going to go party with them.
Oh, please. I was already trying to go party with them, so no sweat off my hide. So I do see the team hat there.
Yep.
From John, yeah.
Team Scrappy. All right, so we see a land.
You think they're Scrounger fans, or?
All right, there it is. So Vinnie takes down game 1. Big props to John there. That was honestly a really decent shot at a comeback from a spot where he was way, way behind, and I respect the gusto.
Yeah.
And well played, too. Really just trying to find the right spots. Vinnie had the answer. No problem. Let's go to game 2.
Vinnie had the answers from the very beginning. That draw was incredible and incredibly well played by both players. Totally agree. That was awesome.
All right, so on John's side, we see a sideboard of 1 Blood Moon, 1 Celestial Purge, 1 High Noon, 1 Meltdown, 3 Obsidian Charmaw, 1 Stony Silence, 2 Surgical, 2 Vexing Bauble, 2 Wear Tear, and 1 Wrath of the Skies.
This is a sideboard that is pretty well set up, or at least is kind of doing everything it can do against this mid-range side. I want Purge, anything that deals with Flage. I want Wrath of the Sky. From the Boros side, you probably don't want Wrath of the Skies. You might have to bring in Surgicals. If I'm John, I might be thinking, okay, I need to be the beatdown, but the late game, I need to try to control that, or at least push the needle back a little bit in my favor, because I think the late game firmly favors Vinnie right now. So if John can Surgical a Flage, even though that's not the most exciting play, he might just have to go for that. So Celestial Purge is the only card I'm windmill slamming into my deck, but maybe those Surgicals as well, Jim.
How about the Blood Moon plan, bringing that third Blood Moon?
I don't think so. I actually think the Blood Moons are coming out.
Okay.
You know, Vinnie does still have plenty of basics, and, you know, let's get real. You're a red deck, so you can Blood Moon, and your opponent can still just dash a Regavan afterwards, and it's not really a problem anymore. So I also think this is kind of a weird factor, but these players are teammates. They are friends, so they know how they sideboard. So they probably know if the other person brings in a Blood Moon or does not. So then the leveling game comes up a little bit, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, I know you're taking your Blood Moons out, so now I'm going to fetch up non-basics over and over, and then they have Blood Moon, and that could win you the game.
Yeah, love that. Really, really cool. On Vinnie's side, we see 1 Celestial Purge, 1 Force Negation, 1 Ghost Vacuum, 3 Mystical Dispute, 4 Charmaw, 2 Subtlety, 1 Surgical, and 2 Wrath of the Skies.
Wrath of the Skies from this side is very good. Celestial Purge, 4 for the Flage, and I actually like Ghost Vacuum here. Ghost Vacuum I think is much better than Surgical, as it does the same thing against Flage, but also it can be low-key this kind of weird win con late game. You just eat up a bunch of Ajani's, Oslet Prides, and you pay 6, and who cares if they're 1/1s? You're doing some things, so I like that quite a bit over a card like Surgical, because Vinnie already wins the late game, so he doesn't have to play any of these not-so-great cards like Surgical, because let's get real. Surgical, I think, is criminally brought in. You know, people bring it in far too much, but Boros Energy might have to do it. I would think this matchup's bad enough that would be the case.
Very telling that one player is bringing Wrath of the Skies and one is not. Tells you a lot about how the games are going to play out.
Yeah.
So real fast before we get to our game number 2 here, I want to remind you all, we're doing it again next weekend. We're going to be in Baltimore for Magic Spotlight Spider-Man. That's right. And 24-26 playing a standard. This is an open tournament. Show up with your standard deck and come play. Top 8 players go to the Pro Tour. Tons of great prizes as well as tons of other great events here in Baltimore. StarCityGames.com/SGCon for all your info. Looks like our players are getting ready. Let's hop right back down and not miss any of the action.
Is Quantum Riddler legal in Standard?
Oh, yes it is.
I would play that card in this many.
He's putting up the number 4.
I would play 4 of that card, and then I would go from there. I would build the deck around that. If you get to play that card in Standard, I would do so because, man, has it looked incredible here in Modern.
Don't have Ephemerate, but you do have Splash Portal.
Get it in there.
Yep.
Get it in there. Or play Vivian Cauldron with it. That's up to you.
All right, so looks like a mulligan here on Vinnie's side. John's all ready to go. John's game of the play, I mean, John has to win anyway, but John has to win the game of the play, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so take a look.
Wow, that is a Surgical right in the window from Vinnie, I believe.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I would think
that is interesting to me.
With so many Solitudes in your deck, I don't think that Flage would be as much of a problem.
That's also a card that, looks like Vinnie Mulligan, so happy to put that at the bottom. You want to draw that on turn 8. You do not want that on your opener.
All right, well, what you do want in your opener is turn 1, Ragavan on the play. So, first test for Vinnie. Do you have an answer? How about a Scalding Tarn?
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
And up against Boros Energy, you have the time to no matter what wait. There's no ephemerates, there's anything like that. So it's correct to always wait till they attack just so they couldn't dash another Regavan, but looks like it's not there anyways.
All right, so Regavan hits, gets treasure, hits Celestial Purge. Not super useful here, but that's okay.
I mean, Regavan just kept itself alive by taking that purge, so.
That's true. That's a smart monkey.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so there's your treasure. And now, John, what is the follow-up?
I see Wrath of the Skies. I see Solitude, so he had the option to kill it, and he chose not to. That's very telling.
Okay, so maybe set up a Wrath of the Skies here. And then Boros doesn't really have a great plan against Wrath of the Skies. Can't counter it, can't Thoughtseize it. It's just kind of going to happen.
Yeah, no, not much you can really do about it.
Except for a turn 2 Blood Moon on the play.
Wow.
So Vinnie get a fetch and response here. This is the risk of letting Ragavan live. Can get 1 basic. It's got to be an island, because Mountain wouldn't do too much here.
Yeah.
So, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we got a March, something like that. Let's take a look.
Yeah, definitely could be March of Otherworldly Light to be able to deal with straight away. And hey, Blood Moon, it's not the most, okay, we're going to do that plus Ephemerate and just hope this is going to be enough.
Ooh, this is risky. Okay.
Yeah. And hey, this is Vinnie getting absolutely punished for not doing this in combat.
Yep. All right.
Because Blood Moon, if it comes down next turn, sure, whatever, you know.
All right, so Ephemerate not going to be cast. Going to keep Solitude in play. This is big. Now, it is important to note that John is not showing a basic plains yet.
Yeah.
So no white. Could have it in hand, but might have been a risky Blood Moon.
Yeah, and I would say that, there's a lot more red cards. Not even a ton more, but Seasoned Pyromancer, Goblin Bombardment, they're at least things to cast. But you're right. Blood Moon is very much universal.
All right, well, there's a discharge. Folks, buckle up, grab a Snickers, because we probably ain't going anywhere for a while. Both players are pretty unable to cast spells.
Yeah.
We got Mountain, Mountain, Mountain versus Mountain, Mountain, Mountain.
Yeah, this could be a long one.
Now, how many planes are in the
Two.
board stack? Only 2. Okay. And we do, of course, have Treasure Makers in both decks, Ragavan, Fable the Mirror Breaker, but this is peak modern gameplay here. Gotta love Blood Moon.
I mean, I love Draw Go decks, but I didn't know this was a Draw Go matchup.
Okay, we got a playable card. There are some big plays in both decks, right? A Fable for Vinnie would be phenomenal. Seasoned Pyromancer, there it is. For John, would be excellent as well.
There's more big plays for John. They both have the Ragavans, but there's 4 Seasoned Pyromancers, 3 Goblin Bombardment from John's side, and Vinnie just has the 2 Fables and the 4 Ragavans as well. So, yeah, definitely huge advantage here to John Clark.
All right. Definitely a game of gambits, risky to cast the Blood Moon with only no white sources in play, risky on Vinnie to allow the hit and not cast Solitude. So,
yeah, and even risky to not get an island there to be able to ephemerate the Solitude. If I'm Vinnie there, I think I'm just getting an island, and I'm just getting rid of the Solitude. There's no way you can expect that Solitude's going the distance.
The thing is, how much can you do with only red and blue mana? Like you can Riddler.
Yeah, warp some Riddlers. I agree, it's not great, but
stuff. All right, so we got 6 expensive mountains in play for Vinnie. And now we see second Blood Moon from John saying, this game is a Blood Moon game, whether you like it or not. You need a Manamorphose here. That's going to do it. Wow, what a crazy, crazy game.
Now it's interesting. Jim, do we think that we leave Blood Moons in on the draw from John's side? I don't know.
I would think no. I think after a game like that, where it's obviously much better in the playoff for Ragavan, and then when you lose that bad to Blood Moon, you're very inclined to fetch basics, which makes your draws awkward. Having the Blood Moons out of your deck and your opponent still play awkwardly is a pretty good payoff.
So now one thing that we need to pay attention to, and what I would be paying attention to, even if I'm not staring my opponent in the eye or watching their hands while I'm sideboarding, does John pick up his sideboard?
Yep.
I mean, no matter what, John, this is the trick I do, and I guess I'm giving away my secrets here, but let's get real. I'm washed. I'm going to be in the booth for a while instead of here in the top 8. I always pick up the 2 most heinous cards in my sideboard, and he did not touch it, by the way. I put my 2 heinous most cards into my deck, and then I go through my deck and I take those cards out just to give the illusion that I'm always changing my deck.
I shuffle at 15, take out 15.
Ew, you're one of them? Oh, what a waste of time.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're only looking in for a little gamesmanship, not the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, no. Because I did do that a couple of times, and then I left in like a horrific card once, and I'm like, never again, Corey.
Usually it's a land. You have like one Bajuka Bog or whatever. You're playing against not graveyard deck, Bajuka Bog. So, all right, so let's take 1 second here before our final game of the weekend to remind you all about Star City Games and their wonderful 30% trade bonus. You can sell your cards at StarCityGames.com. You can sell them at any event you go to. They have a booth. But when you sell cards and you want the trade-in bonus, you get credit rather than cash. You get a 30% upsale, which is huge. I have a nice bankroll at Star City. I always do. Selling cards in, have the bankroll. So when I need to buy cards, I just say, hey, put it on my tab. No problems here. So how's your tab going, Corey? Is it going good?
It's large, yeah.
Okay. Mine's larger. So let's check it out at SellYourCards.StarCityGames.com. But let's get back down to the feature match area. Let's crown a regional champion here in Houston at the regional championship at SGCon. Vinnie got Arid Mesa, and let's rock and roll. Got a basic island in hand. Take that, Blood Moon.
1 game for 10K. No big deal.
All right. Ragavan on turn 1. Both players are playing it. John's got the first one.
I saw Vinnie had a basic island in play too. He's like, oh yeah, I'm snapping that one off.
All right, so no end-step fetch speaks to Blood Moon. Not wanting to get a Surveil land, wanting to get a basic plane. So,
yeah, absolutely. And wow, tap land. There's got to be some plan for this Ragavan because I saw at least Ophelia.
All right, little land decision here.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of powerful cards in Modern that put you to the test. They say, can you deal with this? Ragavan's, one of the ones where it's on turn 1, and it really demands an immediate answer. So,
wow.
Sacred Foundry Chapped. We see Ephemerate, we see Solitude. So has the Solitude Ephemerate, but not as good if it's only killing one thing. But here's the Ragavan. Put to a test.
Here's the same decision that Vinnie had on the last time. Do you Solitude this with Ephemerate, or do you let it connect? And after last game, I don't blame Vinnie at all that he's going to get this done. So right now, Vinnie does have Plains and Island in hand. So Blood Moon can't hurt me. It's not real.
It's funny. Yes, there's the hit. Okay.
Okay, so he did that just in case the Ragavan connects and hits a Plains.
Okay, like that. So, yeah, much safer here with the Plains and an Island both having access to those.
Yes.
So now Blood Moon, turn 2 Blood Moon is always a huge threat, but not exactly here. If it's a Pyromancer or something else, any other creature turns on the Ephemerate for the Solitude, which feels very, very nice.
Yep.
All right, here's a Guide of Souls. Here's a Johnny. Oh, here we go.
This is huge for Vinnie. Vinnie gets to destroy all or 3 out of the 4 creatures.
All right, so Solitude, Pitchphilia. This is massive.
This is huge. This is so good for Vinnie.
Game 2, the Gambit did not pay off. This game, it does.
Yep, and there's no Solitudes from John's side, so this is just going to happen. Vinnie gets to remove 3 of the trickiest creatures here, and we're doing this with the cat trigger on the stack. And honestly, or maybe the Ajani on the stack, which that's what you should do, because you're going to deal with either Gydasols or Ragavan.
Yep.
So now you just kill the Ajani in your upkeep, and you feel great about this. Your opponent just has a 2/1 cat, and you just got to have a nice, clean, essentially 3 for 1.
Yeah, fantastic.
3 for 2, excuse me. But
it's cool to see how it didn't work in Game 2. Vinnie says, you know what? It's going to work this time. I have the basics. I'm not as scared.
Yeah.
And now it's been paid off perfectly in the biggest match of the entire tournament,
and
biggest game of the tournament.
Exactly. Vinnie did have blue land plus Riddler in hand, too, so has the ability to restock at some point. But here's Fable, and this is looking great for our #1 seed.
Vinnie is cooking right now.
Yeah.
So, and kind of, again, building that huge advantage. All these cards are so powerful. Just keep them coming. Keep a train going. Who's next in line?
It's looking like Game 1, Jim. It's really looking like Game 1. Vinnie firing on every cylinder that's in the game.
Yep.
There's
and not only is it a board thing, too, John just lost a lot of cards.
Yeah.
So as far as raw card quantity goes, it's going to be a lot to get back into this game.
Let me know if this is good or not, okay, Jim? I believe I'm seeing just 2 Quantum Riddlers. Is that something you want in this situation?
Yeah, that is exactly what you want in this situation.
Riddle me that, Jim.
Yeah, riddle me this. Fantastic. All right, so we see Arena of Glory being used for an Exert.
Wow.
Okay, what's up here? There's a land.
I've seen him exert so many seasoned Pyromancers. Like, just all the matches I've watched from John, he's done that a lot. Are you sure it's exerted? I think it's just floating a red. He always takes it out of his sleeves when he exerts.
Okay. So, 1 red floating. Here's a Johnny.
Okay, something like killing your own cat here could be big game, but hey, Ragavan's pretty good too.
All right, a Johnny is a good place to start as far as getting back in the game.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is exerted. Wow.
Hello. All right, getting aggressive here, saying I'm the beatdown.
Yeah, I'm making that trade exactly. That looks nice to me. Keep that Shaman when you have double Riddler in hand and you just want 2 blue. Here, small chance it could have been Riddler and Consign, but it looked like 2 different versions of Riddler to me. We're going to find out.
All right, so Solitude is gone. Ragavan is gone. We got a Fable. We have a Goblin Shaman.
Wow, discarded a Riddler?
Discarded 1 Riddler.
That, I think, is a crime.
Finds Arena of Glory. It's not a crime in most states.
Okay. You could attack with the Warped Riddler right now, too. A little bit of a weird play, but...
All right, there's big play. Prismatic Ending. I think getting rid of a Johnny is a huge factor in keeping John out of his game. Draw 2 cards off Riddler. Looks pretty nice. Here's a Fetch Land.
Ephemerate just to, win the game on the spot?
Gotta think about that fetch. Here comes Goblin Shaman. Make a treasure. These cats are a little less exciting without their buddy Johnny in play. Gonna see a trade. These trades don't feel great for John. When the board simplifies, that gives more time for Vinnie's cards to kind of really take over.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was just played a second land on accident there. No harm, no foul.
Okay, so untap with a cat. Plain, Sacred Foundry, and Cat versus Fable, Riddler, Treasure, Arena of Glory, and just never any lack for cards in hand when the Riddler's involved.
Looks like Fetchland Prismatic Ending as well.
All right, dash that Ragavan. There's Wrath of the Skies. That is not too
Vinnie
great.
says you can cast it. I'll allow it. Maybe do it for 1.
So make a treasure. Vinnie's down to 14. Of course, the Ragavan will go back to hand. We're going to see a crack fetch land. Got to keep things copacetic. Get a plains. We got a 2-drop on the way here. A lot of pressure on John. John's really got to get this game over with. These Riddlers are going to take over. All right.
Okay, wow.
There's another Johnny. That's fantastic. All right.
A Johnny flooded. So here comes another cat, Ragavan to hand, but that's all John has. So, I mean, that is the face-up thing. No matter what, Vinnie is going to have a Reflection of Kiki Jiki, a Riddler that can easily come off Warp, and then you have Reflection Riddler online, and that's just surface value.
All right. Ending again. Answers the Johnny.
Wow.
Johnny can build towards. John's trying to build towards something, trying to get back into this game, and every single time Vinnie says, no, I got that. Let's keep playing.
Wow. I mean, that is... I don't know if I would have made that play. I think I still would have played Riddler there instead of the Prismatic ending, because now this Ragavan is going to connect. You do not want to block with that Reflection, but now Vinnie might be priced in.
Okay.
I mean, what if you hit an absolute banger off the top? You know, this game could very drastically change where you have John's hand under control. I really would have liked to see that Riddler and leave a treasure open or whatever, but...
All right, here's the Archive. Going to Surveil.
Yeah, this is to just mitigate the damage that Ragavan can have here, I would think. Leave a land on top, you know.
Yeah, definitely interesting if you know Ragavan's going to miss versus is it a random chance.
Oh, my God. Was that a red and white card?
I mean, I imagine it would be in the graveyard already, right?
Yeah, or he's thinking about where to spend his $10,000.
All right. Nope. There's Felia. Okay. That's a good dog that can jump in and do what's got to be done. So
why do I even question Vinnie's play? He's played so tight. Makes a lot of sense when you can be so mana efficient. And now next turn, that's Oslo Pride. We are going to have the beauty of Riddler in play, draw 2, and then you can Reflection it either on offense or defense and maybe draw 3. You can draw 5 in total if you can get down to 1 card again.
Corey is literally levitating in the booth.
Oh my God, I love Reflection Quantum Riddlers. It is just a nasty little combo.
All right, Oslo Pride, a great card at this point in the game, looking a little outclassed. So we've got the Riddler. We have Riddler copies on the way. We have cards in hand for Vinnie. Vinnie, #1 seed, taking down some of the best players in the tournament to get here. Jesse Hampton, Collins Mullen, been cruising through the whole way. He ain't the #1 seed for no reason. And looking to turn that into a trophy, a regional championship. Already has the world's invite either way, but it feels real good to say, I won that. I am the regional champion.
You know what Vinnie just drew?
Nope.
Wrath of the Skies.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. Mop these things up.
Yeah, 3 mana, deal with your opponent's board and not yours. Oh my goodness. So, and Vinnie can also do the really sweet play of at John's end step, Reflection in a Quantum Riddler. You get to keep it during your turn.
So how many cards will you draw with 3 Riddlers in play?
4.
Oh, I was hoping for more levitation. All right, so end step, copy Riddler. Of course, the trick here, like Corey said, I'll stick around until the next turn. There's your copy token. We're going to need some more of those, perhaps. Maybe get a trophy on the table here as well for Vinnie.
Yeah.
Again, John's still waiting for the bus. I really respect John's composure here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's looking very grim.
All right, so we got a Riddler. I mean, Vinnie asking for a specific Riddler copy token. Can we get one of those here, or is that we don't have that in the box? Come on.
I think this is just
what else would you copy?
I think he's asking what's the mana value of this copy. Is it 0 or is it 5 for Wrath of the Skies?
Okay.
That would be my guess.
All right, there's your Wrath. Goodbye, cats. Goodbye, other cat. It's clean sailing for Riddler here. We got the Riddler, the card of the tournament. We got 2 Riddlers we got a copy. How about a 3rd Riddler? 3rd time's the charm. Nope. Oh, okay, just 2. Just 2's fine.
Yeah,
Riddlers
no reason to do it yet. You can just do this at instant speed and just react to any kind of removal spell. But that's the thing is, John just can't have anything. It could have been like Thraben Charm, but...
Yeah, looking great here. We got an Arid Mesa from John. Here's a cracked fetch. John says, I ain't done yet, but a little bit of a smile there.
Flage?
When your friend, wins a tournament, you got to feel good for him too, right? So
not if it's against me. Heck no.
All right, here's a Parlor looking for a Hail Mary Flage.
Yeah, Flage with Arena of Glory here. I think it has to be there. Otherwise, I think Vinnie's our champion.
All right.
And even if it's there, I mean, God, that would be good.
All right. Vinnie is at 8. Here's the cut. Biggest cut of a tournament. Here's the surveil. Flazier, no. Oh, the sweat.
I mean, honestly, if it's your teammate and your buddy, I would probably slow roll. No, yeah, I wouldn't slow roll my buddy. I'd maybe slow roll you, but.
All right, so taking a look. It is a Seasoned Pyromancer. It is a graveyard card, but not the one we're looking for. Back Vinnie's way. Copy a Riddler. Draw a card. We got 1 Riddler. We got 2 Riddlers. Riddle me this. Who is your regional championship Houston champion? Copy another Riddler. 3rd time's the charm. Draw another card. They're coming in. 11 life. Here it is. Vinnie Fino takes down the regional championship. I heard the shout from across the hall. You love to see it. Going to Worlds. Taking down the trophy. $20,000. So much money. Fantastic stuff. You love to see the 1 seed plow